After a long hiatus, Ag on Wheels is back. And today we find ourselves in Premier, Texas with the Burns family. I have 3 generations here with me. We have Bo Burns, Levi Burns, and Rick Burns. So join us today as we learn about their farm and just how much agriculture means to them. Bo, how old were you when you first started farming?
I started farming when I was 5.
5 years old. My gosh, that's young. And so your dad told me earlier when we were talking that now you have your own piece of land that you farm. How old were you when you got that land?
I was 10 years old.
10 years old, so you had 5 years of practice. Why is farming so important to you?
Because I just like all the big equipment and just love working with my dad in the field.
And like you said, you work with your dad in the field. What's one thing that you look up to your dad for?
I just like his work ethic and just how he does things around here.
Is he your best friend?
Yes.
Has he taught you a lot?
A lot.
Where do you want to be in a couple years? Let's say 5 to 10 years. Let's ask that golden question.
Well, if it's 10 years, I'll probably want to be done with college and then be back here farming with my dad. He'll have his worker back.
He'll have his worker back. I bet you can't do it without you, can he?
No, definitely can't.
So farming's in your blood. So you want to go to college and you want to come back. Do you eventually one day want to run this entire operation?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
You gonna make your dad work when he's really old?
Of course I am.
So what do you grow right now on your block of land? What is it that you're growing?
I have Delta Pine 1646 cotton.
So cotton, is that your favorite thing?
Actually, I think it's corn because it used to be cotton, but now that we have round mill pickers, there's no need for module builders, and I used to love to run the module builders and play in it.
How important do you think it is that, your age group knows about agriculture?
I think it's very important because kids, they don't know where the food comes from.
And it's our job to teach them, right? That's right. Symbolically, we're standing in front of your son's first block that he started farming on his own. What kind of traits do you try to portray or instill into him?
I try to instill the responsibility of hard work, doing things on time, taking care of the crop, being a good steward of the land, and being thankful for where it comes from, and just remembering his heritage.
How old were you when you first started farming?
When I first started driving tractors, I was 5, and I believe I was around the 10 mark when I got my first 3 acres. So his first field was 25 acres and mine was 3, so times have changed.
Yes, they have. What does farming mean to you, and how important is it for you to spread the word of ag?
Farming is very important to me, and it's important that people get the true picture of agriculture and the true picture of actually what we do, not just big, broad farms that spray lots of chemicals and are hazardous to our health and all this other stuff. The picture that we're true conservationists at heart, and that we value the commodity that's not replaceable, which is the soil. So we're more conservation than anybody. And so I think the word needs to get out about that. There's fewer and fewer farmers every year as it's tougher and tougher to make ends meet and make a profit. You have to, diversify. You have to do all kinds of things. And so as there's fewer and fewer farmers, our voice gets smaller and smaller. The acres get bigger and bigger.
But that's what you have me for, right?
Yes, that's what I got you for. Our time gets smaller with more acres, and there's less of us. So there's a whole lot more urban people than there are rural. We're feeding the world, and the world's growing, and we're not.
Amen.
I think working hard is what I've instilled in my son, my grandson's, his dad has instilled it. Just work hard and do your best, and everything else falls in place. I grew up on a farm. My dad farmed, and it's just in my blood, and Levi's blood and Bo's blood. That's what it is.
What's your favorite memory as a child on the farm?
Helping my dad, driving tractors, old tractors. I remember raising vegetables, onions and tomatoes for my dad, and irrigating, and it was just a fun time out in the country.
And so, did you start farming in the Rio Grande Valley? Or?
Oh yes, I've lived here all my life. Started right here with my dad.
Best place on earth, huh? You know, and that's one thing that I think a lot of people don't understand is that the valley is just so diverse when it comes to agriculture. We have so many different crops and vegetables, and
it can grow just about anything you want to try.
Didn't they call it the Magic Valley?
Magic Valley for a reason.
That's right.
It's all about family. It's family, love of the land, and love of God, in my opinion.
Amen.
And all three go together.
Amen. I say that farming is all about family and faith.
Yeah, that's right. You gotta have a lot of faith.
A lot of faith, that's right. Especially this year in 2020.
Yeah. It's getting harder, but.
Yeah, absolutely.
The thing that I am the most proud of in our marriage is that we work as a team. We've always worked together. When we were doing the custom harvesting and we'd take our combines to Arkansas, and I went and I was always taking meals to the field and then coming back here and doing the same thing all summer and always doing the book work, and it's just been, it's a team effort, and we've pulled as a team. One of the things that attracted me to Ricky so much was that he was a super hard worker, and he always knew what he wanted to be. He's always been a good provider and always worked very, very hard. The other thing that we as a family always talk about is how Ricky is a thinker. And he's the kind that he thinks so far in advance about the most time efficient and productive way to do things. And so we call him the thinker. And he's always very timely about his farming. He does things right when they need to be done. He doesn't wait till the plants are stressed or anything like that. He does everything in a very timely manner.
So we know that farming, faith, and family all go together. But I want to know one thing. Who's the clown out of the three of you when it comes to all three of y'all working together?
Well, it's kind of a toss-up between me and that kid over there on the clown-wise.
Who's the visionary?
Old man.
Hey, he's smiling though. I believe he could be a clown too. And who's the slowest one to get the job done?
There's no doubt. He's still learning.
Well, I just want to thank you guys so much for allowing me and my team to come out and to learn about your family and how much farming means to you guys. It's such a blessing from the big man upstairs to have people like you that feed America and are feeding our world. So thank you guys so much.
Thanks for having us.
Until next time, Ag on Wheels, where will I be?